Hello, 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 Boss Lady Mates. It is me, Aisha, your favorite boutique consultant, and we are going to be talking about things you should be doing your first 60 days in business, or 60 days at the, throughout your whole launch period, whatever you want to call it. So even if you are already in business or you've been in business for a while, I still suggest watching this video because I may say some things that you didn't think about. So, excuse my hair and everything. I mean, we're all in quarantine life right now, so haven't really been doing much to my hair or whatever. I get dressed sometimes, what else. All right, so make sure you grab a pen and paper or your phone so you can take notes, and let's go ahead and jump into it. So the very first thing I want to talk about that you should be doing your first 60 days of business is also something you should continue doing. I still do it. I have a video all about it, and it is figuring out how to stay motivated. It is especially important when you first get started because you can start comparing yourself to other boutique owners. You can start comparing yourself to bigger boutique owners like Fashion Nova. You'll start to question yourself. You will start to doubt yourself. You will start to get insecurities. You will want to quit. And there's no need to do that when you're first starting. You have to remember that you are a beginner. Everybody who is where they are now had to be a beginner at some point. You don't just go from a nobody to excellent, and no steps in between. You have to be a beginner first, and then you shoot on up to excellent, So the ways that I suggest and the ways that I, stay motivated, there's a few different ways. First, I love quotes. As a lady, we all love quotes. We put memes and quotes up on Facebook when somebody hurts our feelings, when we get mad at our significant other, when we argue, when we're happy, funny, all of that stuff. So having a few quotes and have them up somewhere is always good. So if you can see, this right here is one of my favorite quotes. If you hear my baby crying in the background, I apologize, y'all. My husband has my son, and y'all know he's only a month old. Anyway, this right here is one of my favorite quotes. And then this right here, this is my to-do list that I put up on my dry erase board every week. And at the bottom of it, right here, I always have a quote. So, and then right there, I have my weekly goals. So I'll have my weekly goals here, what I want to get done, like my goals to have done for the week. And then I have everything that I'm going to do for that day. But I don't really stick to it for that day. I just make sure that I have it done by the time the week ends. Anyway, so this particular quote right here, it says, "You did not wake up to be mediocre." I put that one on almost every single to-do list for the past 2-3 weeks because I need to let myself know, like, look, you need to get this shit done. You are not mediocre. If you're not getting it done, you're leaning more towards mediocre. So that's why I've been putting that up here. This quote right here is going to tie into my next way to stay motivated. Another way that I stay motivated, I follow Goal, G-O-A-L, Cast, C-A-S-T. I think it's one word. I follow that channel here on YouTube and on Instagram. I love their videos. They have, hands down, the best motivational videos for you to watch. They have speakers from, everybody. They have Oprah, Denzel, they have military vets, they have had Tom Hanks, whatever motivational speeches they can find, they will post it on their YouTube channel, and then they have quotes and stuff and really good stuff on their Instagram page as well. I suggest following them. So there is one particular video. It is this black guy. He's speaking at a college graduation. His name is Rick Risby. It is hands down my favorite video on Gocast, my favorite motivational speech. I listen to it literally every single week. I have listened to it for every single week for the past 2 years. And it always gets me like pumped and motivated and ready to go. And this right here is one of my favorite quotes that he says in that speech. I have numerous favorite quotes he says, but this is my favorite one. And it says, "Aristotle says, you are what you repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence should be a habit, not an act." So I have that posted up there all the time. It is reminding me that in order for me to reach excellence, I need to have good habits. You're not going to get anywhere by acting like you're already where you are not. You have to do what you need to do, which is by making goals, making plans, strategies, following through in order to reach excellent, which is where your dreams are. So that is why I have that up there, and that always motivates me. And then the last thing have a boutique or business mentor or a boutique bestie. So I have like the person who is your business mentor or boutique mentor or whatever, they don't have to necessarily know that's who they are. I had one for years of who, well, I had three, but there's one in particular that was my like boutique mentor who they didn't know they were my boutique mentor, but now they are no longer that. So whatever, that's a whole nother story. If you want to know what happened, you would have to be a member of my Patreon or follow me personally on Facebook. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. So I also do have a boutique bestie. My boutique bestie just so happens to be one of my best friends. Me and her have been best friends since 4th grade. Well, we've known each other since 4th grade. We've been best friends since 6th grade. And she has a business herself. So she's not a boutique bestie. She's a business bestie. She is a very well-known treat maker. So I adore her, love her. So I know I can always go to her whenever I'm feeling down or I need to bounce ideas off of her or whatever, because she understands. So it's good to have someone who's already been where you've been or is going where you're going, or they're on the same path together, something like that. So that is another way to stay motivated. Talk to someone who understands. Have a mentor or a bestie. Okay. So the next thing you should be doing in your first 60 days of business is that you should be researching and experimenting ways to grow your social media and your email list. So you need to see what hashtags are working. So do experiments. So you can only post 30 hashtags per post. And in order to figure out which hashtags are working, the best way to do that is to maybe post 5 at a time and then look at your results. So do that. So let's say, I would say when you're experimenting with the hashtags though, do that for 2 weeks. So let's say on Mondays at 5 o'clock, you post this picture and you use this group of hashtags of 5. Next Monday, do the same hashtags at that same time on that Monday. So that way you can see if those work and if they're consistent. So there are many different ways to experiment with hashtags, but that is the one main way that you can grow on Instagram, other than, of course, speaking to people. Next, you should be, when you're experimenting and researching, you can see what pictures your customers respond to. What type of pictures do they gravitate towards most? Do they gravitate more towards dresses, or do they gravitate more towards pictures that are vendor pictures or pictures of your models? What type of background? Just see what pictures your customers respond to the most. And the way to see that, not just through likes, because likes are vanity metrics. We don't care about likes, none of that. You should be seeing which of the pictures your customers respond to in terms of visiting your profile and clicking your website. That is what you need to be concentrating on, because you're trying to get sales, not just random likes. No one cares about that. I will also do research and experiment with email subjects. That is a way to see if what you're saying is enticing customers to open the email in the first place. Because if they're not opening the email in the first place, then you're not going to get any sales or any clicks in your email, because they're not even opening it to begin with. So I would say make sure you research those 3 things when it comes to your first 60 days in business. See what pictures customers respond to, see what hashtags are working, and do research on research on your email subject lines. Okay, number 3, next thing is that you should be using your competition. See what your competition is doing and what's working for them. Look at what pictures they're using and see what their customers are gravitating towards. And only do this if they are, similar to you. Don't just go, if you're an urban boutique, don't go to a Western boho boutique and see what they're doing and look at them and use them as a model. That's not going to work. So you need to look at your direct competition or someone that's similar to you. See what type of pictures they're doing. See what's new for them. What's trending for them. That sort of thing. So you can kind of get an idea on what you could be doing, or what you could be doing better, or what you are already doing better. Because there are sometimes, you have bigger boutiques that you're looking at, and you can do a better job than them, especially when it comes to going into your comments and commenting and responding and liking and that sort of thing, making your customers feel, appreciated and seen. And a lot of bigger boutiques don't do that. The last thing that I'm going to say, because there are 7 tips, but you're only going to get 4. If you want the rest of them, you need to become a member of my Patreon. In order to do that, make sure you click the link in the description box. And if you are a gold member and above, you will see another video of the next 3 tips after this 4th one. So the 4th one is to create a brand ambassador program. I am not going to go into detail about this because I do have a YouTube video all about it, but what I suggest is that you create a brand ambassador program. I am not saying to use influencers right now because you are just starting out. So brand ambassadors are better. I started out with a brand ambassador program of 11 ladies. I did not know any of them. When I first started out, I had some in different states, different countries, everything. So you need to create a program that works for your business and find ladies that emulate like the customer you are trying to get. And I do not suggest getting influencers or anything right now because you have to pay for them. If you do your brand ambassador program the correct way, or the way that I did mine, you will not have to pay them immediately, or maybe ever if you do it the way I did mine. So, but I did end up paying mine later on because I felt like it was important and more of a motivation for them to get my product out there if they were getting paid. Now, there is a video, like I said, all about that. Make sure you click the link in my description box about brand ambassadors. And if you want an even more detailed approach to it, there is a brand ambassador masterclass in my Patreon where you get to watch videos about influencers, brand ambassadors, and I give you templates on how to reach out to influencers and how to reach out to people that you want to be in your program, and also how to reject people that reach out to you. So it is a great masterclass. I've gotten great reviews on it. Go to Patreon, become a gold member and above to see that masterclass. So the next video, we are going to talk about, basically I'm going to bust a myth about you needing more customers to get more sales. This video, the next video that I'm talking about, is going to be a good one. I'm going to let you know how you can get repeat customers, more customers, all of that stuff. It's going to be a myth buster and also very informative. So make sure you tune into that. Like this video, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you will know when I post that video. It will probably be in the next day or so because, I mean, quarantine life, I can just keep posting videos and making videos. So yeah, look out for that. So like I said, make sure you all look in the description box for the link to my Patreon so you can become a member of that, and look in there for that video around brand ambassadors. And also I'm going to put a link in there for the entire playlist of boutiquing for beginners, so that way you can see all the videos that I have in there and you know, have all of that information. So all right, you guys, I will see you all in the next video all about getting more customers. Bye, you guys.